What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and today we are reviewing the new TV show called The Santa Clauses. Now, my intro probably looks a little different today, and that's because it is. I will be unwrapping this gift from my editor and my friend Ryan Keys. Now, my guess is it's a green screen, but I'm really not sure. I am heading into this blind, but we're going to open this, okay? So let's just do it. You should know I have no regard for wrapping paper. Holy moly! No way. Oh. Okay, so first, wow, this is incredible. A Bobby's Breakdowns t-shirt. Holy moly, I did not expect that. And then we have a Studio Creator 2, which I believe is... and ring light. Look at this, dude. Find me a better editor. I dare you. I couldn't. This is incredible. So shout out to my boy Ryan Keys. He's coming through clutch for me this year, man. I did not expect this. This is incredible. So yeah, my genuine reaction. I had no idea. Thank you, Ryan. The whole premise of the show is Scott Calvin wants to hang it up. He's getting older, and he's been Santa for 3 decades now, which is crazy to think about. That movie came out in the 90s. Ah, man. So we see Mrs. Claus. We see their kids, Cal and Sandra. Now, I know what you're thinking. They're missing somebody. We'll get to that. And Santa is running. Santa goes out for Christmas Eve, but he barely makes it back because they're lacking Christmas spirit. That's a theme for this show. Now, in this show, the elves and everybody speak very modern. Cal and Sandra do. You know. Cal tries to get something ordered to the North Pole, and Scott looks at him and says, "Why? We can just make that for you." Of course, funny moment. And who is played by Kal Penn from the Harold and Kumar movies, is one of the new directors of toys, and he's trying to get this new toy out. It's another running theme in this show. He falls short on getting that toy out for Christmas, and you know they're looking at him like he's a failure. He has a daughter. His wife passed away. He's just trying to make a good Christmas for his daughter. And then he falls off the roof to end the episode. Little homage to the first Christmas. We start the second episode by seeing Santa on the ground because, like I said, he fell off the roof in the first episode. The kids are saying he can't be Santa anymore. Mrs. Claus is saying the same thing. Kids are worried, the wife's worried, you know. So Santa says he picked a new replacement. He goes to a warm desert location. And in comes his son, Charlie, all grown up from the first 3 movies. Awesome to see him. I was hoping he would be in this show, but yeah. We cut to Simon. They want to cut Simon off at his job. He makes this new drone, but the drone has its technical difficulties. So, like I said, Charlie, he looks so grown up because that's what happens in life. Charlie doesn't want to be Santa. And some of these episodes are a callback to all 3 movie plots, so it's really cool. You get to see the history, because I love the movies. It's just a fun ride. Next, we see Cal. He's playing in the real world, virtual reality. That upsets Santa, because, well, of course it does. So Santa has had enough. He announces his retirement, and the elves lose their mind. They are not happy with that decision, but it's Santa's call. The episode ends with Edie, one of Santa's elves, going to Simon and his daughter, and she tells them they need to come to the North Pole. Simon obviously thinks it's a joke, thinks he's being robbed. So Edie just blows some fairy dust, knocks them out, and next thing you know, they're in the North Pole. And that is the end to episode 2. Episode 3 kicks off, and Simon is at the North Pole with his daughter. Santa is interviewing candidates for Santa. Now, I did not see this one coming. Hall of Fame quarterback Peyton Manning is interviewing for the Santa position. In one of probably the most hilarious scene from the show, Peyton Manning wants to become Santa just to shove it in Tom Brady's face. I'm all for that. He goes, ho, 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 maha. If you're a football fan, you know what that is.
You're interviewing to become Santa Claus.
Yes.
can't wait to rub this in Brady's face.
Give us your best ho, ho, ho.
Oh, okay, here we go. Ho, ho, Omaha! Omaha! You see that? I called a little audible there.
Anyhow, thanks so much.
Most hilarious scene from the show, hands down. We find out Grace's mom has passed away 2 years ago, so it makes Simon feel good that there's magic. He just wants to give Grace a good Christmas. Grace finally meets Santa to much excitement. Now Simon thinks he's dreaming. He doesn't think this is real, of course. Sandra, the daughter, is scared to leave. Now we find out she can talk to animals, but no, they think she's crazy. Of course. But that's part of the magic that they have. Simon accepts the job as Santa, but he doesn't put on the coat. Hint, hint. We get a musical from Noel trying to convince Santa to not leave. And yeah, they do a musical. They spell out "We love you, Satan" on the cards, but they got a little mixed up because it was meant to say "I love you, Santa." Then Calvins are in Chicago to end the episode. Cal and Sandra don't recognize their father because he looks like a normal human being. And the episode ends with some magical stuff going on. Episode 4 begins with Simon, and he can't find the coat. Hint, hint. We see Santa, Scott Calvin, trying to adjust to a normal life. Cal and Sandra are normal high school kids, well, they're trying to be, at least. They go back to school. Carol, who used to be a principal, starts yelling at the kids who are running in the hall because it's just instincts. Cal tries to impress a girl, of course. Sandra's making friends. Carol wants to try and become principal again. Now, back at the North Pole, Simon's going crazy trying to make Christmas every day. That's how he wants it. Noel and Betty try and stop Simon, but he's long gone. The elves are turning on Simon. Scott gets a new job, but it doesn't last too long because he's not used to it. One of the elves vanishes, and that never happens, so that's a bad sign for Simon. They fire Betty, which I couldn't believe, but it's okay. Betty goes to the evil witch, and then she sees the Santa suit in there. They were hiding it from him the whole time. Betty realizes she needs to enlist some help. And she says, I have to get in touch with him. So we go back to Chicago. Scott Calvin's helping them set up the tree, and everything freezes except for Scott Calvin. He feels a hand come over his shoulder. And he turns around, and that's how episode 4 ends. Episode 5, we immediately pick up with Bernard. He's back, baby. The head elf from the first 3 movies. I don't know how I didn't see it coming, but I'm so happy they brought him back. Like I said, this is just pulling all the plots together. Great show. I did very much enjoy this. So, like I said, Bernard. Scott sees the old Santa that fell off the roof from the first one. And Santa tells him it wasn't his time to retire. Hint, hint. So we go back in time and we see Scott, and he actually meets Santa. Nice little coming together. We find out the original Santa wanted Scott's kids to take over the business because they've got magical powers. We go back to the North Pole. Simon says it's time to make more magic. The Calvins find out about the Christmas everyday thing, and they're not having it. They're going to try and stop it. Cal tells Riley, the girl he's trying to impress, he's leaving. And Cal explains to her that his father is Santa Claus and that he's Santa in training. And of course, she does not believe him. And she says, oh, you're just like all the other boys. You lie. Very funny scene because, of course. The episode ends with Gary and Scott in prison at the North Pole. And then the moment finally comes. Scott Calvin gets the suit again. He puts it on. And he is back as Santa, baby. Just as it should have been. And then we end the show with the family delivering presents on Christmas Eve. Cal is doing some. Cal delivers a present to Riley. A Loki pop. Disney, of course. And Cal gets the girl. And then we go back to the North Pole. It's a successful Christmas. Everybody's dancing. End show. Now, I loved this show. It was only 6 episodes, but it brought me back to the first 3 movies. If you're a fan of the Santa Claus franchise, go watch it. You will enjoy it. Funny moments, nice moments, tributes. It's very cool. 8 out of 10 for me. I know I give that rating a lot, but this one deserves it. But look at this. We have a green screen now, folks. And again, shout out to my mother for hanging these awesome lights. It makes my videos look so much better because we're in this season. Awesome. Thanks again, Mom and Dad. So my next video, it's going to be the new movie, A Christmas Story Christmas review. And then that's my last one for the year, folks. It was a wild 3 months, but it's going to get even better. But we have a green screen, and there's going to be stuff moving around. Shout out to my editor, Ryan Keys. I'm going to save that. There he is. He made it on. I'm going to save that little announcement for the new year. I want to show you guys. But that's it for my Santa Claus's review. Go watch it if you have Disney Plus. You will enjoy it. Make sure you like, subscribe. I got more stuff coming out. But until then, I'm Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.